Good Monday morning, friends. I hope you are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. We had two really successful wreath workshops. They were both cold because we were outside. And actually, today's the first day of sun in 4 days. We had days and days of really dense fog, and so dense that the trees it was literally raining from the trees just because there was so much fog caught in them. We call that tree rain. But that was kind of fun because it was cold and it made it feel very wintry. So so it is Monday. We are ready to move on to do a few more projects. We are definitely at the end of our season. We're all planted out at the farm. And so we have a couple of containers today we're going to tackle. The ones up front here already have winter stuff in them. I'm going to add a few things. So we have some cuttings left from the wreath workshop, and I thought instead of just composting those, why don't I use those in containers that I have? And then so these up front ones will add some stuff too. Then the two containers by my bedroom's glass sliding door, they still have grandma grass and rudbeckia and stuff in them. We're going to take that stuff out. I will plant those perennials in the front garden for nice flowers during the growing season. And then we will put greens and other holiday winter stuff in those two containers, and that will carry us through until the spring. So that's the plan for today. Coming up in the next couple of days, I'm going to start clearing out the front walk pathway here. This is going to be a hands and knees job. I got to go through and pull out any of the redwood leaves that have fallen. We have like clusters of them in places. I want to get those out of there. I need to cut back all the hostas that are now dead because we have had a frost, and just kind of clean it up, get it tidied and ready for the winter. Not a hard project. This is a hands and knees project with a nice kneeler, and I'm actually looking forward to that. So that'll probably be tomorrow or the next day. So let me show you the containers, how they look right now. So what we have in each of these is a lemon cypress. And we're lucky that we don't get too many frosts because this guy can live outside all season for us. We've got a lemon cypress and two cyclamen. Let me pull off these dead flowers here, kind of mush. And there's new blooms coming up in here. So that does provide a nice pop of red, but in between blooms, I'd like to have a little bit more red going on. So we've got some options here. We have plenty of toyon here. These are toyon berries. These are native to California, and they are edible. They're not for us, but for wildlife. So they're a great source of food for birds. So I'm thinking about getting some of those in there. And then we have, I'm not sure I'm going to use this or not. Then we have some juniper that I might cut and put a little bit back in this area that's kind of just dirt. So we'll do that on both of these containers. And we'll just see how it goes. I may put the juniper in and decide not to use it, but because it's too much like this, but we'll see. So I'll start with the berries and then we'll go from there. Okay, I think I like that. It just fills it out a little bit more, gives a little bit more weight on the bottom, which makes it more balanced arrangement. So let's just repeat that on the other side. I think that's much better. Actually, I see a couple spots I need to do something with. Give it a little bit here. There we go. All right, so I think those look much more festive, much more full. When you have so much dead space at the bottom of a container, the balance is really off. So yeah, I am very happy with both of those. Okay, so now I'm going to grab all my supplies. We'll go out to the backyard where those two containers are, and we'll get those emptied, and we'll set up holiday in those as well. Okay, we have emptied out, and I composted the pansies. I mean the violas. That's fine. But I did save the rudbeckia and the grama grass. We will plant those in the front garden after this. And it's a huge mess here. We're going to clean it up when we're done. So these are the containers, and I do different things in them throughout the year. This one needs a better stand. It's kind of broken in places. So what we have here are some leftover ingredients from the workshop with the addition of these painted birch bark sticks that I got at Trader Joe's this morning. So we're going to use these as our centerpiece. And I'm not even going to worry about raising the height of the soil. Don't care about that. Because none of this is living that needs like water. It's going to get whatever it gets from the rain. These are all cut stems. I'm not worried about giving it nutrition or anything like that. So part of the problem is I need to separate these. They're very tangled. Yeah, so I got these at Trader Joe's. So if you have a Trader Joe's near you, they might still have some of these, and I think they're great. Stuff that I'm going to break off the broken pieces. Okay, so you're going to start with these in the middle. Just shove them down inside. Those are my height. Okay. Now, from there, we're just going to start adding some things. So what do I have? I have ilex berries, which I think are going to be my next level here. I need to find my pruners. There they are. Okay. These are going to be my next step down. Some of these are breaking off, but that's okay. Whew. Another one right here to hold that one up. There we go. Okay. Top tier, middle tier. Now let's work on the bottom tier. That's going to be a whole bunch of things. So I've got leftover stems here of cedar and fir and princess pine here. So I'm just going to play around and see what I get, how it goes in, and we'll just take it from there. So this is just going to be kind of a trial and error, see what I like, and I can always take out things that I don't like, but basically we're just going to pack the bottom here with greens. I'm not too concerned about filling out the back here because the only people seeing that is us from our bedroom. So I'll conserve some of my greens for the front. Sometimes you just gotta stand back and see where your holes are. Definitely some holes over here. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now, let's move on to container number 2. So this is the first time I've done this kind of thing for the winter here, and I really like it. Super simple, a great way to reuse all of the leftovers I had from the wreath workshop. And this, I don't have to move this until, I don't know, March, February, end of February. And we can enjoy it, and it'll just look nice for us, both inside and out, which I appreciate, because right behind me, not only is it our bedroom, but that's where we do yoga in the morning. And so being able to see these containers will be really nice. I actually didn't know how this was going to turn out because these are not huge containers, and sometimes doing this kind of arrangement can be look overkill in a container, so you got to really kind of think about size. But I think it turned out okay. I'm actually pleased with it. So, all right, now last thing we have to do is find a place to transplant those Rudbeckia and grandma grass in the front garden. So let's go do that. All right, here we are in the front garden. We have a birdie's bed right over here with fall planted veggies in it. Doing fine. Definitely got attacked by aphids, so like I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to salvage, but I'm leaving it. I'm not touching it for now. We're just going to leave it there. Okay, so in this trug, we have our Rudbeckia and 2 grandma grasses. I soaked them in water because they were bone dry in those containers. Okay, so 2 Rudbeckia here. Now, this area that I'm going to plant them used to be where I put like row crops like pumpkins and things like that. But of course, with the rats destroying everything all the time, now everything is in caged off raised beds like this. So I figure I'll just start putting some pretty things in here. I can still plant row crops occasionally if I think I can get away with it. But, you know, we still have the rat problem. So what is currently in here, there's a lupin there that the rats ate down. Hopefully it killed a few of them. And then this is a Rebs viburnifolium. So see if I, and it's part shade to shade. To see if I can put a photo up here. This is a California native. I'm trying to do as many natives as possible wherever I can. So what I'm going to do is put these Rudbeckia in here. Kind of clean it up a little bit, although that's not really necessary because the birds will enjoy the seed heads. Yeah, so these guys are perennials. They will suffer with the frost, but they come back. And I can't remember, there's also irrigation right here, so they'll have plenty to keep them watered. I can't remember the variety. Something I picked up at the nursery. Okay, let's see if I can get in here. That seems okay. There we go. Super simple. And yes, it looks terrible. In the spring, I'll come through and cut it all back. Not worried about that right now. And even though this grama grass is a little bit taller, I'm going to put one right here. The Rudbeckia eventually will get really tall. And this guy will fill out this area here. Now what we have along the fence line are very tall daffodils and peonies. So that's why I'm not going up against the fence with these guys. All right, job done. Okay, to wrap up this video, since we haven't been out here in a while, I figured I'd give you a little just show and tell of where we stand in the winter garden. Yeah, I know that it's not the winter solstice yet, but it's pretty much winter. So first, we're going to check in. Since we're down at the bottom of the garden, we'll start at the bottom and work our way back up. Just check in on the hens real quick. So the hens are doing okay. Everything's a mess in here. A lot of them are molting. Like, look at this lady here. Oh, she looks awful. So it's a good thing she has her sisters to keep her warm at night. They just cuddle together. She's looking terrible, but that's normal for chickens when they molt. Molting is when they lose a bunch of their feathers, and usually not all. Hi, Flo. Buffy, our girl, is still in here. I keep letting her out to, I don't know, try to get some socialization with them, but they just keep attacking her. So I just don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think tonight or the next night, we are going to try the put her in the coop in the middle of the night with the other hens and see if maybe they wake up and everything's just kind of copacetic. A couple of other chicken keepers told me that's the next step to try. That makes me feel like then I have to be out here at sunrise when the door opens because I don't want them to hurt her. So, yeah. But in general, everybody's doing okay. I mean, she's holding her own. She's eating. She's gaining weight. She's putting her feathers back on. She looks good. But she does still limp. I think she'll have a limp forever. She no longer scratches. Like, I just don't think she has the balance to do that very well. So, yeah, that's a bummer. But at least she's not permanently paralyzed. That's what I was really worried about. Okay, so some dirty beds here. I should just sweep off the leaves. Okay. These cages are working, you guys. Nothing's getting in other than aphids, which is totally fine. So we've got some broccolis in here, which are starting to produce some stuff. I don't expect anything out of these guys until spring, to be honest. Garlic bed, after I replanted, doing fine. The rats originally dug a bunch up. They haven't touched it since. And I keep harvesting these nasturtiums to feed to the chickens. This morning they got a big bag of kale, so they're not going to get any right now. But the garlic bed is doing great. Lavender, still looking fine. This is what it looks like in the winter for us. This is the onion bed. They're doing good. Not every one of them took, but that's fine. There's some weeds in there. I don't care at this point, honestly. At some point I'll come through and take the lid off and get some weeds out. Not really concerned. This is carrots, and as usual, they're not doing much growing. They'll pick up in the late winter, early spring, and hopefully we'll get a nice spring crop. Apparently, potatoes. Did not plant these. These are left over from last year. I'm just going to let them go. We'll see what happens. The frost will kill them off, probably. There's nothing in this bed yet, which is why it doesn't have a lid, but it's ready. So in the spring, I can plant some stuff in here. Same with this bed. It is ready to go. It's got leaves in it, but whatever. This bed over here is the first bed that we planted, and this was the test subject. Will this cage work? And it does, but I don't know, that like the broccoli and stuff's just decimated by, it's just nasty in there, the aphids. So I think probably this bed is going to end up just feeding the chickens with lots of good greens, and I'm fine with that. And then this bed is broccoli, and it is doing fine. This is like broccolini type, right? So you see here, unfortunately, I haven't harvested this yet because if I do, I have to take the lid off. So I think I'm just going to leave these guys for a while. Maybe I'll just wait until the spring. They will kind of sit dormant over our winter, and then they will start putting on a little bit more growth, and we'll get a spring harvest. And this bed is empty, and this bed is empty. So we have plenty of planting space when the spring comes, and that's great. It's all prepared. We will need to put tops on these, obviously, but we have space. And then artichokes are still doing fine. I'm going to probably need to take the cages off of those so they can continue to grow. But yeah, they're doing okay. And the rats haven't gotten this one, which is not caged. Apple trees haven't yet lost their leaves. And neither of the roses. These are going to need another hard prune in January, which I'm looking forward to. So the fruit trees haven't yet lost their leaves. That's normal. We've only had one frost. The salvias and the buddleias still huge. They're going to stay up like that until very early spring, at which time I will cut them way back. And as you can see, all the willows and stuff are still dropping all their leaves. So yeah, the pomegranate hasn't defoliated yet, so just waiting on those things. We will do our pruning of the grapevines and all that stuff in very early spring. These beds are empty, except for this one. It has more garlic in it because I had extra, but the rest of them, they just need to be weeded, and then they can be planted in the spring. And some of our daffodils are already starting to come up, and this happens every December, and I always worry, but usually by January, late January, we've got at least the beginnings of the daffodils, but they last for a couple of months. Okay guys, that's going to do it for our projects today. Not sure exactly what each day is going to hold at this point. Some of it depends on the weather, but hopefully I'll be able to get a few more videos out for you this week. We just don't have that much going on, but we'll be doing things that kind of feel boring, like cleaning and sharpening all of our tools to prepare them for spring. That's a great thing to do on a crappy weather day. And then we've got our seed haul videos that are coming up. We've got some stuff from Hudson Valley Seeds, some stuff from Johnny's, and some stuff from Botanical Interest. So there's that as well. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful time this holiday season. Enjoy your gardens. Like I said, whether you are in the Southern Hemisphere and it's the new garden season beginning, or you're up here in the Northern Hemisphere and you are dreaming about your future garden. So thanks so much again for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.